I'm gonna make a tonal board for a deer grunt, and I'm just gonna make the tonal board today. Then I'll probably make another video on how to make the actual deer grunt. But I'll show you how to do this. I'm gonna start off with a piece of wood. I don't know, this is probably a little over 3 inches, probably this maybe 3 1/4 inches. I'm just gonna kind of knock the sides off of it and round it up a little bit. Right now. Safety first. All right, I'm using a rough gouge. I guess that's what it's called. Anyway, it's got a pretty steep angle on it. Just gonna knock this off real quick. Put a 1/4 inch bit in. Get this out the way. I'm gonna turn my lathe down to low. You don't want it going 100 miles an hour when you do that. I'm just gonna stick this right in there. Tighten this down and then just slowly push my bit to my blank there. Let me just show you the concept real quick of these tonal boards. This is an old call I made a year or two ago. I can't remember now. Anyway, it wasn't one of my better ones, so I just kind of kept it around, didn't give it away. But what I do, they come in 2 parts, and then this right here is the tonal board. If you'll notice, it's got a curve on it, and right here I got it shaved down to a 1/2 inch. This is 5/8 inch. This is 1/2 inch. And the reason I do that is because that's the bits I got. The bits I got a 1/2 inch bit and a 3/4 bit. That's 3/4. And so I turned this down to 3/4 so it'll fit. I turned this down to 1/2 so it'll go in that side. The concept of this is, and so that air, it kind of goes in. It kind of goes like that. I don't know if you can see that. It goes in it, and then it goes down into the little tunnel and out the back. And in doing that, it causes that reed to vibrate real good. Now this isn't the best reed in the world. Like I said, it wasn't one of my better ones. But that's the concept. Let me build it for you. I've got a jig right here. And I want this jig to kind of guide me about where I need my 1/2 inch. So I'm going to mark it right there. Mark it all the way around. Basically all I'm doing is getting that down to a 1/2 inch. Now, let's just see if it fits. See how close I am. Alright, this is the end of one of a call that I'm working on. And it's got the 1/2 inch hole. So I'm going to see if it'll fit. I'm going to put this on there. Actually, that's a really good fit. So I got lucky. If it's kind of loose, you can always glue it on there. I hate to glue it on because I like to be able to take them out, but you can glue it on. Now I'm just going to make this all the way down. I'm going to do it down to 5/8. That there's pretty close. So let me get me some sandpaper. show you real quick. Now I made this. This is made out of hickory. Now you can buy them already made. I don't know how much they are, but I know when I was looking into it, it's more than I wanted to spend for a hobby. And I think, if I remember right, I just got an old, like a manufactured call and took the reed and kind of got my angle right here. I just basically a block of wood and I cut it, drilled a 5/8" hole in it, and then I filed off my my angle. What you want to do, you got your 1/2 inch right here. Gonna look at you thing, and basically you just want to stick it in till the 1/2 inch comes out the back end of it. Make sure it's got a good fit, and then I've got a set screw in here. I don't reckon you have to have one, but I feel better with a set screw in it, and it just keeps that thing from moving when I get on the bandsaw with it. Let me get on bandsaw and I'll show you what I do there. Basically, all I'm going to do is I'm going to run my bandsaw along this angle all the way up to there, and then make that little notch out of it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it too good on here, but we'll see. I like to come in here and get this part first. Then I'm basically going to just come around. And that's basically what you got. Right now, I'm going to get a file and I'm going to knock some of that off. Remember, I said you got to have that air come up over and then go through the tube. Well, when you drill the hole, it just drills it all the way through. I guess you could mark it and stop it, but I'm too lazy to do all that. So I just get some baking powder, just some regular old baking powder. I'll show you real quick. This works pretty good. I just put it right on the end. This wind blowing, I may not be able to do it too good out here, but knock it down and trying to level it up as best I can. Once I got it leveled up, then you get you some, I just get this thin super glue or CA glue or whatever it's called from Hobby Lobby, and it just takes a couple of drops. Just put a few drops in there and it mixes with that baking powder. And just let it dry. Don't take but a second. I'm gonna let it dry. You can kind of feel it. It's taking a little bit longer. I don't know why, but probably because I put way too much in it. But it's also good to seal that wood, by the way. You need to take a file. A file will probably do better because this stuff gets hard. smooth it off across the top, just like that. Well, I went ahead and I didn't make a complete one. I just hurriedly turned down these things. You see, obviously this isn't turned down to shape. It's still thick, so it's not going to sound as good and as loud with it being so thick. It's going to muffle the sound some. But you just basically stick that in there. I don't know if I showed you or not, but you get your reed, you put it on top, and then get your pick. I'll show you that in just a second. Just let me show you this. See if it'll make a sound. Now it's kind of muffled because this wood is so thick. I hadn't thinned it down any. I'm going to do that in a different video and show you how to turn down the outside. This video was basically for the purpose of showing you that you can make your own tonal boards. Let me show you real quick. I'm going to take this little rubber gasket off, or O-ring. You can get them at the hardware store, or you can order them online, whatever. All that is just a little piece of cork. I got that at Hobby Lobby. It comes in square sheets, and just cut a little piece off. Some people like to soak it in their mouth. I guess it helps it. I don't know. Some people say that you can take this, and whichever way that it's bending, that's the way you want it to be up. Got that sawdust in my mouth. But you basically just want to set it in there. What do I do with my, there it is. Set it in there straight over your channel, your tonal channel, and then stick this cork up in there. Now you want that cork to go all the way. If you don't get it all the way, you're not going to get a good sound. You want that to be good and tight. You want it to go as far up in there. Let's see if that'll work. I got my reed in there a little crooked. There you go. And then these O-rings, push that on there, and you can adjust the sound of it. I don't know how good it'll do with this makeshift call I got, but let's see if it'll even make a sound. That's a little bit high. I don't know. Again, with the anyway, you can see the concept of it. Hope you can see the concept of it. Alright, maybe I got you at an angle you won't see all my junk. My wife won't be too embarrassed that I brought you inside the house. This was one, actually, before I ever started making, a friend of mine made this for me and give it to me, kind of give me the bug, if you will. So this is a few years ago, and he puts a little band on his. I don't do that with mine. His son-in-law makes a lot of duck calls and stuff, so he's really, really good. I'm just an amateur. But this is one of the tonal boards I made, and let me get it up close. And you can see it's pretty much the same concept. I used the lamination to make the reed, but everything else is pretty much the same concept. You got the cork in there and everything, but anyway, put it in there. And of course you can change the tone of it just a little bit. I don't know, you just gotta fiddle with it. It works out pretty good. You just takes a little effort. Now you could probably go online somewhere and get the exact angle of your curve. Probably find somebody a whole lot smarter than me to tell you why it does what it does. I just know that air goes in and then it goes down through that tunnel and it causes that reed to shake. I have noticed that I've made quite a few of them. I just give them away to people because I don't feel like they're good enough to sell, but they are functional. I've made some that people swear by them. They say, man, I called in more deer than I know what to do with. I say, hallelujah. Other people say, I can't call in a dog with it. And to me, they all sound alike, pretty much. So my ears must not be too good, but they all sound alike, but there's something different. If you make one and it doesn't seem to be effective, make another, make several, and see if you find one that just hits that note that the deer like for some reason. I don't know, it's just something about it, but it's fun to do and gives you a little hobby. And not only that, it's a functional hobby. Thank y'all for joining us, and stay tuned. I'm gonna make the whole thing eventually, but today I just want to make the tonal board. God bless you.